With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo, and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
Yo. What's good?
Much is off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B, man. How's everything?
Everything is everything.
Everything is everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, man. It's the winter time, so it's cold as all whatever. So, luckily people in Florida, they
don't have to experience this, right?
Man, this is crazy. Florida, Texas, all I hear is, it's 80 degrees.
So I'm not one of those I love winter people, but I don't mind fall.
I don't mind fall. I don't as well.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm
good.
good.
I don't like 20 degrees though.
Yeah, I'm good. Like right here where we're at, like where it's like 40, maybe 45. You know, light coat. Yeah, I can do that. But when we start getting snow and it's just been rainy and gloomy, and they've been calling for snow every day, like that's what I don't like.
I prefer 62. I go 58
Right.
to like 75. I could deal with that every day.
I want to tell you, and this is corny what I'm about to say.
Oh God.
I was reminded of how cold the world is when I woke up and realized CP3 got released at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh man,
that was some cold stuff.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that because it's a lot. Like, okay, so if you don't know, Chris Paul was released from the Clippers this morning. He sent out a text.
Did him a favor, but whatever.
Yeah, sent him a text where he went to social media, said that the Clippers were releasing him. Nobody really provided any explanation.
Right.
Future Hall of Famer, I would argue, might be one of the most important players in Clippers franchise history. I think before he got to the Clippers were not a respectable franchise.
That is correct. They also had probably one of the worst owners in sports history at the time too.
So I think with his leadership, the way he played, he was able to at least make them a respectable team that most teams thought were competitive during his run. Like, when they had DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin,
Jamal Crawford,
Jamal Crawford, JJ Redick. I believe even Grant Hill played on some of those teams. I mean, a little older, but those teams had like some.
They had. I mean, So those are the Lob City years, right?
Yeah, the Lob City years.
Yeah, they should have. They probably should have went to the finals a couple times.
Yeah, Eric Bledsoe too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Eric Bledsoe. So they had some talent, I think, and they were led by Doc Rivers.
Almost sure. I feel like they might have had Matt Barnes too. I could be wrong. Matt Barnes played for so many
teams, yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I think when he had that run with the Clippers, he was pretty good with that team. Helped turn around the franchise. They had some unfortunate luck where felt like they couldn't beat the Warriors,
right?
If I remember correctly. Yep. So he was right there. So when they brought him back to the Clippers, which I personally thought he should have went back to OKC, but that's neither here or there. Thought it was a good move. What are your thoughts on this release?
I think that I feel like the Clippers are in some sort of transitional period where the guys on this team right now aren't going to be there next year, and they just have to blow it up. They have to. I mean, they're terrible. And I think that Chris Paul might have been on. He might have been on his Jimmy Butler, because that's the report, is that his leadership style. I mean, everybody knows who Chris Paul is and how he is. So I don't think his leadership style changed any from the last few years. But what I do believe is that the Clippers, I don't want to say they're going out like suckers, but they going out like, I mean, they clearly don't play hard. If you watch the Clippers play any at all, it's been a few games I was like, I don't want to watch this no more, because it's like they're not playing hard. It's like they don't want to be there, and you got this amazing arena, but it's like he's probably like, yo, I need to get your head out your butts and let's play ball. And people probably complaining about him. The young guys was probably like, man, blah blah blah, and they got him up out of there. I personally don't like it, but I understand it. So my question to you would be, is it time for him to hang it up?
It depends. So if he has an opportunity to go back to OKC, and I won't tell you, just following Chris Paul, because we watched him at Houston, we watched that play out. When he got traded to OKC, nobody thought OKC was going to be good. A matter of fact, most people probably thought that OKC was going to tank.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give him a lot of credit to helping Shea take that next step.
Yeah.
When he was in Phoenix, that
They
team
went to the finals.
They went to that finals. That team was pretty good under his leadership. Now, I think that's when his decline. Well, he never really played defense, but I think it was a little bit more obvious when he was with Phoenix. And then you look at like last year, right? He played with the Spurs. Started. I think he started every game, man. He averaged 8 points, 7 assists.
Where at?
This is with San Antonio.
Okay.
Played with Wemby.
Yeah.
Was helpful in his development. So one thing I'll give Chris Paul, like you said, right? Maybe the Clippers are tanking. Maybe they're not playing as hard as he should. Maybe it's time to blow it up. But everywhere that he's went, he's at least wanted to compete, wanted to play, and wanted to hold guys accountable. And to your point, maybe that's where him and Tyronn Lue ended up having words, because from the reports I'm hearing, those guys weren't on speaking terms for a couple of weeks, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That you're not speaking to your head coach.
Yeah. So, and I agree. So, I feel like with Chris Paul, if I'm being honest, some would say that he probably should have retired after he left Phoenix, right? It was, you went to the finals. Yeah, you didn't get it done, but you got to the finals, right? That's some his good friend Carmelo can't say he did. LeBron is different, but I feel like he's the last one left from his draft class, if I'm not mistaken. So I personally, I felt like he's just pretty much collecting a check at this point. I don't know what he would bring to the Thunder. The Thunder have where's he gonna play? How are they gonna play him? The Thunder don't need him. He'll just be a vet on the bench.
Right.
He'll be Gary Payton on the Heat.
Yeah. And that's what I think ultimately.
Robert Parrish on the Bulls. I'm sorry.
Well, he should end his career where he started.
Well, he started with the Hornets.
He started with the Hornets,
but they were in
Katrina year, so they were in OKC that year.
Yeah.
So stretch,
semantics.
Yeah. Started with OKC, but I think for him to have an opportunity, they don't need him, but to be that last. I don't know if any team really needs him because
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
No, there's some. I mean, you have a young team that he's a vet that can help a young point guard. But OKC is so young. I don't. If you're treating him like a coach, if he's like a player coach that don't really play like that, I could see that. Maybe if he's like preparing to go into coaching, I can understand that. Not necessarily OKC, but there's plenty of other places that even San Antonio. Well, what you call is not there anymore. Popovich is not there anymore. But Miami, right? Now, if you talk about a team that go, that's another body. Hero he gets hurt damn near every year, but he can learn under Spo, right? I think that Spo will help him. I feel like if he goes to OKC, it's for one reason and one reason only. It's to win it, because OKC is probably going to win a championship again.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
that's where he should go. I mean,
if you go
at this point, and you're right, he shouldn't be thinking about playing anymore.
Yeah,
like he should only be in it to win a ring, right? And understand that wherever he is the 16th man on the bench. like he's got a jersey.
Yeah, he's not even getting in garbage time.
No.
No. But he's not. I don't know if that's his mentality, and I don't know if he'll be good with that. Chris Paul is a competitor. Competitors don't want to. And granted, there's some guys that's like, if we're being honest, that Gary Payton was on the 06 Heat, right? And he didn't play at all, but he was there just like, I want to celebrate, get a championship.
But see, okay, so that team, and let's be fair, it was a lot of older guys on that team because
that is true.
Had Jason Williams,
Alonzo Mourning, Shaq,
Antoine Walker.
Yeah. So he felt right at home.
Yeah.
So OKC. I don't even think OKC has a 30-year-old on their team, and they have 2 or 3 first-round draft picks and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, see, look, Ab said something. He can't. Because Udonis Haslem played in one place. Now, if he never went to Phoenix or San Antonio or any of those other places after the Clippers, then I can see the Udonis Haslem type. Obviously, because he probably want to play. He's like, man, this is my city. Y'all wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. So he probably doing all of that stuff. And honestly, who knows? He probably was cooking in practice too. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But what I do know is from what I see in OKC, I don't see how it's gonna work, because I think I don't want to come off like Chris Paul is volatile, right? And he has that personality, but Chris Paul is volatile and he has that type of personality that could probably screw up like the chemistry that OKC has. Because they don't need them. They're like, dog, we did something. You've been in the league 20 years and you ain't done this. We've been in here for a handful of years and we champions.
Look, I'm telling you what he should do is he needs to just go to OKC, sit it down and hang it up. I got a funny Udonis Haslem story though.
Oh man,
you were with me. I'm trying to remember whether you were with me or you were sitting somewhere else in the arena. But matter of fact, we was there to watch the Heat. It was the Wizard,
I remember this.
It was the Wizard Heat, and our good friend Jamal, being the guy that he is, started chanting, "Put Haslem in, put Haslem in," and it started picking up steam. Haslem turned around and looked at him and was like, "Nah." He was like, "I don't want to go in." Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I do remember it because it happens quite often. So it's not Udonis Haslem. I want to say it was Blake Griffin. He was in with the Celtics. So this was This was January of when did Don get this? So it might have been January of 2023, right? So yeah, it was January of 23. We was in San Antonio for Don's All-American game, right? So I was like, you know what? I took my nephew. We all went to the Spurs, and then they was playing the Celtics. Now, before I even get to that, I'm gonna tell you, boy, we got some good seats. It was gift of the gab. That's all I'm gonna say. So we had some good. So I was with my nephew, and it was a ton of Heat Celtic fans there. Blake Griffin was at the end of the bench. So where you at? He was right here. He was at the end of the. He wasn't getting no playing time. So it was a good game, but it was fan. He had fans. Blake Griffin is a popular guy. Like, we want Blake. We want Blake. Right? Mind you, they were dogging the Spurs because the Spurs weren't that good that year. But the Spurs came back. So he looked around. He was like, right. And it's so funny that you bring that because he was like, and I'm like, damn, Blake, how the mighty have fallen. I'm like, this is the guy that jumped over a car in the slam dunk contest. They're like, we want Blake. There were people in there with Blake Griffin Celtic jerseys on. I see like two. I saw two. But he was like, he was like, Udonis Haslem was like, nah. But I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe Udonis Haslem, right? Because Udonis Haslem probably stayed 7 years longer than he should have. But he's like Mr. Miami, so it's like he could do what he want to do. But the fact that Blake Griffin at that time, because I want to say he went to where did he go that he wasn't dunking? Was that Detroit? Detroit. And then wherever he went after Detroit, he just started dunking. I think that's when he went to the Nets and he was dunking. But this was after that. So I was just like, damn. Like, it's crazy that a lot of them are just there to get a check. And that could be Chris Paul, but I don't think Chris Paul is built like that. I think Chris Paul is built, he's our era. Like that, yo, I want to play, I'm going to be a dog.
So they say the hardest thing to coach is a declining superstar. All right, because a declining superstar never knows, like, okay, you're not that guy.
Right,
anymore.
right.
I think Chris Paul is about 10 years past that stage to where I think he really
10 years. I don't know if it's 10 years. He just went to the finals like 4 years ago. Or
but he wasn't the same Chris Paul. That team,
they had some young guys, but he was the leader of that team. And he had just got there.
He was the leader, but I think that's when Devin Booker started to be on notice.
Yeah. So I understand that, but
not be on notice, but
he's a superstar. He was. But I think that they caught lightning in the bottle that year. If we being honest, that was his last good year, right? Because the next year, I want to say he got hurt. He got hurt, and then they But I'll say this. So this is the question that I have, and I guess it's just yes or no. Is it time for Chris Paul to retire?
No.
I say yes. I have another question. And we're gonna because I feel like this is kind of like perfect, and I'm gonna transition to something. What you guys say before I transition?
Yeah, so it's no, but he's got to go to OKC.
Oh my God! Why are you so excited? Okay, all right. So any other spot he has to retire?
Yeah, like if he's got to come back if he's got to play for the Wizards.
Oh God, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna retire.
Yeah,
he ain't doing that.
Now, Chris Paul comes to the Wizards. Now I know he really means business about
playing
basketball.
Nah, it don't. Chris Paul, if you're listening to me, let me look in the camera. Chris Paul, if you listen to me, don't go back to the Wizards. Don't do it.
Yeah, that means he wants to play. He doesn't care. He loves the game.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
If it's that situation, yeah, he's got to retire.
Okay.
If he get the opportunity,
So you have okay. Now, so here's my next question, and we gonna go around the corner. Is it time for Mike Tomlin to be done as the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been giving Mike Tomlin,
Oh boy.
the ultimate pass.
Do you want a solo camera for this one?
You can give me a solo.
We're gonna give him solo. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got Scotty with the solo. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh shoot, no, we're not gonna do that. Hold on, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we gotta fix that. Don't worry, y'all. We're gonna fix that camera. He ain't got no solo. All right, go ahead.
Got me excited, pause. I was about to say you got me excited, but nah, we ain't going there. But so look,
Okay.
all jokes aside, Mike Tomlin, man, what up, bro? What up, Newt? You know, I mean, we definitely support you, William and Mary, and everything that you've done. But the Steelers right now have been in total shambles for the past 9 years. And when I mean total shambles, I mean they're stuck in the middle, right? They're not good, but they're not bad. So he's got a winning season, but they never win in the playoffs. They can never advance in the draft to get other players that they need because they're not sorry enough. But then on the flip side, they're not winning. I'm going to be honest, right? If you go 9 years and you don't win a playoff game, we would be on everybody's neck about that. You know, I mean, we would be like Marvin Lewis. That guy didn't get any breaks. Now, Cincinnati.
Oh, he was there for a long time.
He was there for a long time, and Cincinnati tolerated him, but everybody made it very clear, hey, Marvin Lewis needs to get it done. Marvin Lewis needs to get it done. I feel like in Mike Tomlin's situation, because he's been to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl, and we like Mike Tomlin and we respect him, we've given him the ultimate pass. We wouldn't give anybody else that type of pass if they had that type of playoff performance.
Okay.
I think that we may see a situation similar to Andy Reid with Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
So
that
where
was my next question.
Yeah, to where he may go somewhere else and be successful there. But I do think it's time for Pittsburgh to move on.
Does Mike Tomlin get a job within a week?
Within an hour. Like there's teams now that are lined up that if he gets released and he gets let go, they will gladly take his services. I just think that it's something in Pittsburgh that's preventing him from winning. And I don't know what it is, but it may be time to go in a different direction.
All right, so my next question is, well, it's not necessarily a question. To answer the question of is it time for him to leave Pittsburgh? I think that I don't know the answer to that. Because I could say no, because I think that, again, he's such a good coach. When Andy Reid got fired from Philly, they sucked that year. He got fired. I think they only won 6 games. He's never had a losing record, and I understand he hasn't had a playoff win since Obama was in office. I understand that, but there's something about creating a culture and having a culture, and I feel like with one draft class, it could turn it around, because now with the Steelers will the Steelers be better with Shador right now? Possibly. But you have something that you can build upon, right? Because their defense wasn't that great early, but they've shown flashes of that's what they spend money on. I think that they have to, if they was to keep Mike Tomlin, they have to focus on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think that Pittsburgh, they're going off of the we draft receivers well, right? But that may or may not be true. But what about quarterbacks? They haven't had a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger of quality. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is doing what he can, but Aaron Rodgers looks like it's time. I think that Aaron Rodgers should retire after this year. Do I think that Pittsburgh is going to let go of Mike Tomlin? If I was Pittsburgh and I knew I was going to get rid of Mike Tomlin, I wouldn't. I would, at the worst I would do is trade him and at least get something in return for Mike. I don't think you should fire somebody like Mike Tomlin. I'm not saying he's above being fired, right? But there's nothing that he's shown that says he should get fired. Yes, I understand they haven't won the playoff games, but they're constantly winning. They're constantly when he's had scraps at quarterback, they've won. So why would you not get something for him?
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take the Steelers out of this,
okay,
and put a Dallas Cowboy hat.
I wanted Mike Tomlin. I wanted Mike Tomlin.
Nah, but I'm just saying though.
Mm-hmm.
If he was performing like this in Dallas, how long do you think he would have kept a job?
Dallas is different.
Yeah, I don't think he. I don't think he. I don't think. 3 or 4 seasons.
I don't think you use that because Dallas is different. Dallas is. So he wouldn't last that long. That because I don't know how much he would tolerate Jerry Jones.
Even if he could tolerate Jerry Jones,
if he had a winning season for the last, first of all, if he would have had one, if he was a Cowboys coach and the Cowboys won a Super Bowl in 2009 when they won it, and he's had a winning season every year since then, he'd probably still be around. He'd probably still be around. Like, I mean, think about it. Jason Garrett was there and went 8-8 for multiple years in a row. I mean, so and Jason Garrett stayed there and came down to it came down to winning the division the last game of the season for 3 straight years, and he lost every single time. So Mike Tomlin has been at or over 500 every year that he's been a head coach.
I am shocked and appalled at you. I want to be honest. They would have ran Mike Tomlin out of Texas.
I'm telling you, they wouldn't have. Listen. 17. How many years he's been? He's the longest tenure. How many years he's been in prison? No, I'll tell you this: if you don't have good quarterback play, then yeah, eventually. But listen. You're talking to somebody that had Matt Castle as a quarterback, Quincy Carter. So the thing is, what I'm saying is, the fact that Mike Tomlin took some of those Steelers teams, whether it's to the playoffs or just to be 9-7 or 9-8 or whatever, was a task on its own. So
let me ask you this,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if we could put the blame on Mike Tomlin for this, but the fact that he had mediocre quarterback play,
mediocre is giving him a lot.
It's giving him a lot of credit. I'm thinking because Big Ben. Let's be honest. In the last 3 or 4 years,
well, the last 2. Remember he had that one. This is why. Yeah,
that last year was ugly.
That last year was bad, but it was the year where they started off like 11 or 12-0 or something like that, and then lost like 3 or 4, something like that.
That might have been the second to last year.
Yeah, it was something because I had him on fantasy, and all I needed was like 19 points against the Bengals.
That might have been like 2020.
It was the year before COVID.
I thought it was COVID because they were playing like a makeup game. I want to say it might have been like we might have had some Tuesday night football. Do you remember that?
When he played the Bengals. But that was Monday night, though.
But it was something we were getting like Wednesday night football.
Oh, yeah. During COVID, we had Tuesday night football and Wednesday night.
Yeah, and I believe that game, it was a game where he just looked like he lost all his arm strength.
Yeah.
And it was bad. It might have been the Bengals, might have been the Ravens. I don't recall.
But I know that last year, which I believe it was COVID year, was his last year, and he was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the decision to roll Mason Rudolph out there, I mean, like, somebody's got to be accountable for some of these decisions. I mean,
yeah, so I agree with, right? Because there were 6 quarterbacks taken last year's draft or the year before last with Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, all of that. You couldn't go draft Michael Penix. You couldn't draft Bo Nix. You couldn't move up. I mean, yes, you had a lower pick because you were a winning team. But if I go back and look at that draft and see a quarterback drafted after that, you're like, what are y'all doing? Because if we're being honest, the where Pittsburgh has struggled has been the O-line and quarterback play. Like, I mean, yes, their running game hasn't been good, but their line was terrible. So if we're looking at it like that, then yeah, maybe it's time for him to go.
Yeah, because the decision the year before to bring in Justin Fields and Russell Wilson and figure out which one of those were better.
And they honestly should have stayed with Justin Fields, but that's
But even with that, it was 2 retread projects.
Yeah,
that they opted to go with before, like to your point, drafting like the future. So they brought in Justin Fields, which at the time everybody felt like he had caught like a bad break in Chicago, and possibly he could do well with Mike Tomlin. Russell Wilson, I mean, the Broncos was a disaster. They got him pretty cheap, but they decided to roll the dice with that and struck out.
Yeah.
So it's been some questionable decisions. Do I put that all on Tomlin? No, but if he doesn't turn it around, and they've got an opportunity to turn it around, they're one game. You don't think so?
Scott, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap?
Yeah. I don't even think they're going to be over 500 this year.
I mean, they look bad that last game. They look.
The last game was Buffalo, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
that defense is not that great, and yeah,
they're gonna finish. They're probably gonna finish 8 and 9. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Listen, y'all. Don't be surprised if the Bengals get hot and finish 8 and 9, and the Ravens don't get hot and finish 8 and 9. You know, if that happens, the Bengals win the division and the Bengals go to the playoffs.
I mean, look, we're at that point in the season to where we've got a lot of pivotal games. Okay, shout out to y'all for winning. You guys got the Lions.
Yeah, we got the Lions.
And look,
who do you have in that game?
I got the Cowboys.
Oh,
I don't. You know, and I hate to do this. I hate to even root for them, but I don't have any faith in the Lions. Somebody talked about, what about Carolina? That was a heck of a win this weekend against, the Rams. I want to tell you, I missed my parlay by one game.
Was it the Rams game?
It was the Rams game. And something told me to pick Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Because the odds, right? It was like a plus like 500 game in favor of the Rams. I said, if I click Carolina and they win, this bet goes from a $2,000 bet, possibly like a 3,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I was like, you know what? Let me do it. And I said, you know what? Let me not be silly. There is no way that Carolina is going to beat the Rams. And sure enough, I watched that game, and at first it looked like they were going to go to town. I mean, Devontae Adams was out there putting in work. And then that Carolina defense showed up and showed out and really started to give Matt Stafford some fits. I mean, because he hadn't thrown an interception and
some weeks. I think it was like week 2 or something like that.
It was like week 2. It was some sort of, he broke some sort of record. After he threw that touchdown, it was lights out, man. Carolina started balling.
So Carolina, they're playing good this year. I think the coach is doing a good job. I think people need to start respecting Bryce Young just a bit more.
We have to give Bryce Young some respect.
I think that he's playing good football. I mean, he's not perfect, but I mean, he's only in his 3rd year, his 2nd year with this coach. and I think you got to give him some love. I think they made a good. They did a good job drafting T-Mac. I think that he's gonna be a superstar in this.
He balled out this game too.
Yeah, he's gonna be a superstar.
He balled out.
He's damn good. And so I know. Well, my pick is not gonna win that division. I think I picked Atlanta to win the South. Don't be surprised if Carolina wins the South.
I mean, it's there for him, right? Because you got Tampa Bay,
who's all banged up.
Is banged up. We don't know what we're getting out of them. The Atlanta, that might be the only thing I was right about this year, because I did say they were ass when everybody was on them. That's probably
hurt though, dude. They are hurt, and didn't they just win? Didn't they win last week? I think they won 2 in a row or something like that.
Yeah, but they beat. It wasn't the Saints.
They beat the Saints last week. The week before last.
Yeah, but I still don't believe in them. But look, let's talk about this, right? So it's been a strange football season.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see the Patriots.
Oh, they lost to the Jets.
Yeah. And an ugly loss too that they should have won. That was another pick that I should have had, because I picked Atlanta because I thought the Jets were so ass. But all right, we got AFC, right? We got the Patriots 11-2, and then we got the Bears leading the NFC.
Okay,
I'm going to be honest. I did not see this coming. I did not see the Patriots.
No, not the Patriots.
The Bears, you've been on the Bears bandwagon for about 10 years now.
It's not been
I promise you.
No, it's not been 10 years.
Is a closet Bears fan. Every year, he tells us that the Bears are going to do it. This is the year that they're going to win. When they got Caleb Williams, he's been on that bandwagon. Like, he's always in the Bears' corner. I want to be honest, he's a Cowboys fan on the outside, but like deep down, if he has to make a prediction, he's always siding with the Bears. It's only 2 people I know that side with the Bears as much as Ant, and that might be Mike Dicker. Mike, well, you remember when Mike Dicker used to be on? It might have been the little Sunday morning show.
Yeah, CBS.
Yeah, it was like every time they went to the Bears, it didn't matter who the Bears was there. Mike Dicker be like, yo, I got the Bears. I got the Bears. It was like,
yo, you think Mike Dicker's the only person that root for the Bears?
Yo, it doesn't. I swear you can go find Mike Dicker now, and you can ask him. You can be like, yo, who you got? He'll be like, the Bears. I got the Bears. You and Mike Dicker.
Yo, what? Mike Dicker was a hell of a football player, by the way.
Mike Dicker was a hell of a football player. Okay, so G2 get Gary. So Gary, Mike Dicker, and Ant. Those are
Corey Palmer.
Corey Palmer. I think T. I mean, I know some Bears fans, but I don't know anybody that legitimately claims they're not a Bears fan and roots for the Bears. And you picked the Bears this year to win that division, didn't you?
I did, and y'all laughed at me.
I laugh at you every year. Every year, you say it's going to be the Bears' year. Every year.
Oh my God! Hey, listen. Let me tell y'all something. All right, so there's this like crazy rumor, right? I don't even know how it started. It goes from the Bears to Baker to Joe Burrow. And then the Cowboys and Dak somewhere around. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, what is happening? So I'll say this. I think the Bears are gonna win that division. I still think that. I think that they're gonna dominate the Packers this Sunday. And when I say I'm talking about they're gonna probably rush for 200 and throw for 200 and push the Packers around. And they're gonna win that game. I think Detroit's gonna lose, and Minnesota ain't nobody. Minnesota's get them out of here. They stupid. I don't know what's going on there, but I think that they're gonna run away with this division, and I think that in 3 weeks we'll be talking about the Cowboys being in first place in the NFC East.
All right, I'm not going to dispute the last thing that you said. I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a believer in the Bears, and I'm not a believer in the Patriots.
Okay, so with the Patriots, hear me out real quick. I understand you're gonna say like the week schedule, right?
No, I'm not even. I'm not even going to go that
So
route.
what is it that you don't believe in with the Patriots?
It looks. I just don't know. I don't know if it's. I just don't like the Patriots.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what I know exactly what it is.
I'm trying to really root Drake May.
Okay.
I like Drake May.
Okay.
But I have a tough time believing that the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. I get it. The whole thing of Bill Parcells, you are what your record are. You only line up who you line up against, and you only play who's on your schedule. But I just, in my heart, I mean, in my heart, I mean, from the bottom of my heart,
oh God,
I don't believe the Bears or the Patriots are the best teams that represent the NFC or the AFC.
All right, so I'll agree there. Like, I don't think the Bears are the best team in the NFC. I don't think the Patriots are the best team. Well, the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. I excuse me, because the 2 seed are the Denver Broncos. Now let's be clear. I think that both teams could lose, could be one and done in the playoffs. I honestly believe that. It's just something about the Broncos defense is championship level, right? Bo Nix, to me, looks like, I don't want to say he's regressed, but it looks like the league has caught up to him, and he's in the process of trying to figure it out, right? Then once you go there, it's nobody, because you got the AFC North, where Houston's defense is super elite, their offense is Jacksonville, you just don't know. Indianapolis gave us a super high. Now they're free falling. Then you got the Chiefs, where yes, I understand they've been to the last 3 Super Bowls. The Chiefs aren't the same, so it's like I don't want to put my money on the Chiefs. Then you got the Chargers, and you're like, I don't know. And now Justin Herbert is hurt. Nothing about the race. The Bills are the ultimate team. Like, are they? Because if I had to put money down right now on who I think will win the AFC, right now I would go with the Bills. Even though, because I feel like even if they lose to New England in New England, I don't know if the Patriots could beat the Bills in the playoffs, right? So in the whole AFC North, throw that whole division away. Like throw them in the trash, because they like I said, the Bengals are gonna make it, and they're probably gonna be hot. The Bengals are gonna win a home playoff game, and then go to the AFC Championship, lose to the Bills, and you're like, damn, what the hell just happened here? And it's like, all right. So I don't know, man. I think the only team that I would probably put money on in the AFC are the Bills, because the Patriots, I feel like, are just too young at quarterback, right? But with that being said, like I was gonna tell you earlier, what you sound like is what everybody sounded like in 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004.
And that's what it feels like,
Yeah.
right? It feels like, because I remember watching the old Patriots, and I'm talking about the 2001 to 2002 ones. The later dynasties, I felt like most people became household names with their stars.
Yeah.
But in 2001,
yeah.
I knew who Tom Brady was.
Just because you were a Michigan fan.
I'm a Michigan fan. And Corey Dillon. I always liked Corey
Yeah.
Dillon. That's it. I didn't know any of the rest of those guys. Didn't know any of those receivers. You got to know them because they were winning championships.
Yep.
And you're right. It does feel like they're constructed similar to the old Patriot teams. Now, I want to tell you, and I hate to say this because I don't want this guy in the playoffs for selfish reasons, and that's Patrick Mahomes. right? Because
if he gets in the playoffs, that's different.
It's like,
yeah. I think everybody is like, we can't let them in. Whatever you do, because it don't matter if they're on the road the whole playoffs. It's not gonna matter. Like that. I agree with you 100% because I promise you, all these other teams are saying, yo, whatever we got to do. Like if you need a game plan, we'll send you something. Like that's the one team that they don't want. I guarantee you that the Bills.
It's like betting against Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah.
No matter how much you're not a Bulls fan, and you may not even be a Michael Jordan fan back then, but you like, is Mike Jordan playing?
I mean, wait. You mean wait?
Mike playing? Nah.
Yeah, we're gonna try. We're gonna try hard. But so you don't and that's why their odds are still so high to win the AFC, to get to the Super Bowl. It's like they're not like right now, they're like the 8th seed or 9th seed or something like that. So yeah, you don't want them to get into the playoffs because they got Mahomes.
Well, and we also can count. You got Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pretty good team. The games that we've seen, they haven't looked terrible. They've just been on the losing end of them.
It's the opposite of what happened with them last year. They were winning. They won all of those one-score games. This year they lose, and that's normally how it goes in football. So I know we kind of like glazed over the Cowboys, but we're gonna go back to the Cowboys because I tell you what, I feel like I would prefer to win the division, right? They have the home playoff game, but I think that's a team that the NFC teams don't want to see in the playoffs right now. I think that because George Pickens is it's such a tough cover, and now you already had CeeDee Lamb, and you bring them, and then our running game, and yes, we have a young O-line, but they are moving people. Let me tell you something about this. I feel that Tyler Booker should be up for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
So a couple questions because on bring the listeners into this, right?
Yeah.
So what is the Cowboys' record right now?
Right now, the Cowboys are 6-5-1.
6-5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're what, at the 8th or 9th seed too?
Something like that. And
I know they're in
they're a game and a half behind Philadelphia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They win this game. Where does that put them? Because this is a must-win game for Detroit. It's a must-win game for Dallas for both teams.
Yeah, so that would put them at 7-5-1. That would put Detroit at 7-6. Right now, the Panthers are 7-6, and the Buccaneers are 7-5. The 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams all have 9 wins. So they're almost locked into the playoffs. I think if you're gonna have to win probably 10 games to get into the playoffs unless you win your division and stuff like that, right? But I even think you still gonna have to win 10 games to win the NFC East. So I think that'll put the Cowboys at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll put them somewhere between 7 and 8.
All right. So the Bears are going to win their division probably. Let's just assume.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's going to be between them and the Packers, but I think they both make the playoffs.
Okay. What's the Packers record?
8-3-1.
Okay. So you got the Bears and the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
You said Seahawks, Rams,
Niners,
49ers,
Eagles, and then
Dallas.
You got
the AFC. I mean,
the NFC South. Mm-hmm.
So really, you need the Packers to lose, which what we're seeing, I don't see like anything really wrong with that. So you need the Packers to lose.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, need to win the division.
Possibly.
Or you need a team from the NFC West to go on the losing streak. So
not necessarily, because even if all three of them make it, you have to win the division. That's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. Yeah. And probably 2 teams from Yeah, so it's probably only going to be you probably have to win the division. It's
Yeah,
gonna
because
be
I
tough.
believe those 3 teams might have already played
Who?
twice.
Who?
The 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks.
I don't think I played the Seahawks twice.
Okay, I know we played
Played
them
the Rams
once.
twice. You played the
Yeah.
Rams twice. So, but that's I would honestly I think that our best bet would be the easiest route is win the division, right? That's just naturally just winning the division. I do believe that we can catch. I do believe we could catch the Eagles. The Eagles,
Well, they're 8-4, right?
Eagles are 8-4. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
we're only
man,
So we win, then we'll be 7-5-1. If they was to lose to, I don't think they're going to lose to the Chargers, but I can tell you the Eagles remain in schedule. So the Eagles have they have the Chargers on Monday night. Then they have the Raiders. So honestly, you would need the Chargers are at home. So Justin Herbert's playing, but he's kind of hurt. Then the last 3 games, they play the Raiders at home. That's a win. Then they go to the Commanders. Jaden Daniels will be back. They go to Buffalo, and then they close the season out against the Commanders at home.
So I want to tell you, what scares me is that Commanders, Buffalo, Commanders stretch.
That's tough.
Do they sweep the Commanders?
No,
Probably not.
No.
The Commanders, for whatever reason, and I know they've been having a tough season,
Mm-hmm.
but those rivalry games against the Giants, the Eagles, and the Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
it's like every year they feel like playing spoiler to maybe not so much the Giants, but
Yeah.
which that kick was nasty.
We're not even going to do this. I don't even want to talk. I don't even think that deserved
Work.
something was up with that, but I don't even want to go there.
You think he was shaving points?
He was doing something. I don't know, but
And all your years
no,
of watching,
No.
playing,
No.
coaching,
never. I haven't.
I've never seen that.
Nothing like that. Nothing. He didn't even. I don't know. I don't know. Is that was crazy. They didn't show that on Hard Knocks either. Shout out to Hard Knocks. That was a good episode. I haven't really watched the full Hard Knocks episode in like years, and I was like I was stuck to the tail. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I didn't even realize that Jameis and Dak they were roommates at the Peyton Manning camp years ago.
Oh wow.
Yep, they were roommates, and they both told each other they were gonna make it in the league. And like, people can say what they want about Jameis, but he made it. I mean, but
Jameis had a solid career. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the inceptions on this, he's gonna do great on TV when he retires. But real quick, just to close this Dallas part out, Dallas can win the division if they win out, and the Eagles go 2-3, which is possible. If they go 2 and we've seen it already, but they went out because Dallas has that tie, which they both have 11 wins.
So let me ask you something. I wanted to ask you, and I don't even know if this is a big story.
Okay.
Giannis with the Bucks. There's a lot of talk that maybe he's unhappy, wants to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Bucks are like 9-13. Do you think the Bucks are going to move on from Giannis?
I think eventually they're gonna have to, because he's gonna mess around and just leave, and they're not gonna get anything. And most superstars, they're saying that he didn't. At least that's what Doc Rivers said, is that he didn't request a trade. But where there's smoke, there's fire. I know that's one of your favorite things to say, but in this situation, I think it's true. And I feel like he's eventually gonna get traded. He's gonna get traded. There's been way too much talks about him getting traded for him not to get traded. And then I want to say that the Giannis did this to himself, because the coach that they had there before Doc Rivers got there they were in first place, if I'm not mistaken, and they fired him before the All-Star break. I want to say they were like 30-12 or 19, something. They were in first place or a top 2 seed in the East. And then they went to go, they fired him and when they got the most overrated coach in NBA history and basketball history. I'll include college too. He's the most overrated coach. And although I do like Doc Rivers, I like Doc Rivers as a person, but I think he's an overrated coach. And they haven't been anything since.
So do you think Mike Tomlin is heading to the Doc Rivers?
Nope.
They have very similar resumes, though.
Doc Rivers never even been to a championship.
Yeah, he's won a championship.
Yeah,
with Boston in 2009 in the same year.
They're not the same, and this is why. Doc Rivers, if we're being honest, Doc Rivers was never had he's always had superstars, right? We could say that
He's had good teams.
He's always had right. Yeah. And we there's times where the Steelers made the playoffs, and we're like, how in the world did they make it to the playoffs? Right? They made it to the playoffs with Mason Rudolph as their starting quarterback. That is an exceptional. I don't even know what that word was that I just said, but that's an exceptional level of coaching right there to get Mason Rudolph as your starting quarterback to the playoffs. And yeah, you didn't win. You wasn't supposed to even be there. So no, they're not the same. I don't see Doc Rivers adding wins to a team. I think that
you don't think he adds wins?
He's underachieved so much. What are we talking about here? He's underachieved. Listen. The Ravens have Lamar Jackson, who's won multiple MVPs, and they have a winning record against Lamar Jackson. They're not the same. They are not the same. This man done had 3-1 leads in the playoffs and have lost. Not just like if you go into history of 3-1 leads blown in the NBA, he's there, 3 times, 4 times? Yeah, Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. He's overachieved damn near. Like, he's taken scraps and gotten them to the playoffs. Doc Rivers inherited a team that had a winning record. It was like top 2 in the East. And they've been declining since. They have been terrible since. They've been bad. And so it's like, and who was the coach? It wasn't Darvin Ham.
It was
a black dude. Yeah. But regardless, it was his first year coach. And he came from the Nets.
He was a player.
He came from the Nets. I can't think of his. I'll look it up real quick. But nonetheless,
and it's been killing me too. I've been trying to think about it.
So it's just, I don't know.
He was a
he was a player. It was Adrian Griffin.
Yes,
Adrian Griffin. So I want to say he was. So it says he was fired after 43 games. So they must have been like 30-13 or something like that. So I don't know, man. I feel like I would never compare the two. I understand that. I guess you could say that there's some similarities, but
okay. So on all the sports, all the sports, right? I'm just gonna ask you this.
Okay.
You got 3 coaches,
mm-hmm.
and you can pick 2 from basketball, 2 from football. However, there's 3 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your most overrated coaches?
Woo! Okay, most overrated coaches. Damn.
So you got Doc Rivers on there.
Doc Rivers is there. Hey, people might not agree with this, but I kind of think Tyronn Lue is a little overrated too. But the only reason why I won't is because he wasn't the coach when they came back from 3-1 against Golden State with LeBron and the Cavs. Was he the coach? That wasn't Mike Brown. That was I think it was Tyronn Lue. I think it was Tyronn Lue.
It was. Okay.
I think that's his only championship, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I don't think he's done a great job with it. I think he's done okay with the Clippers. I'm gonna say I got it. So in the NFL.
So I got Mike D'Antoni on my list. That's one I could think of that'd be like
I'm not opposed to that. I think that because he's had some really good teams
too,
and they've I'm not opposed to Mike D'Antoni being on an overrated list. I was trying to think of some football coaches and
I'll throw one other basketball one up there. And a lot of people would disagree with me on this. I'm gonna put Byron Scott on there.
Byron Scott. I don't know if I think he's rated right where he should be. I don't think people consider him like an all-time great.
Okay, so I'm thinking some football guys.
So a football one that well, if we're being honest and we're talking about present day, I think Nick Sirianni is overrated. I don't think he's that great of a coach. I think so, and this is why I don't think if you take him out of Philly, I don't think he could go anywhere else to coach. I don't see the it factor, right? I see that he's he looks like he fits Philly perfectly, but I mean it's kind of tough to call somebody overrated. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, but I don't think that. I don't know. We'll come back to that. Somebody said John Gruden.
Okay,
John Gruden's not a good coach. Oh no, I'm thinking of his brother. Jay Gruden's not good.
But you could throw him on.
I just think he's just a bad coach. I don't think he's.
I was thinking this guy is a brilliant offensive coordinator, but if I ever hear he got hired as a head coach again, Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel is a head coach. He's in Miami. He's gonna get another head coaching job.
Oh, not Mike McDaniel. I'm thinking
of from
the Patriots.
Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDaniel.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniel. If he ever get another head coaching job,
he's a hell of a coordinator.
He's a hell of a coordinator, but I don't want to see him kind of like Norv Turner.
You thought Norv Turner was overrated
as a head coach? I thought he was great OC.
Oof. Damn. All right. I mean.
Oh, Phil said put John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh is not an overrated coach. We're not going to do this. We're not going. He's in his feelings right now. Listen. Ravens fans and Steelers fans are very similar. They take greatness for granted.
I have a great understanding and appreciation because me and Phil have been talking about this privately for a couple of years.
He's brought it up to me as well.
Yeah, for a couple of years. Phil, I'm not going to say that I think he's overrated, but I understand your grief.
I don't.
It's a Harbaugh grief.
I don't.
If you watch the Harbaughs for long enough,
I don't.
That's
where y'all bond at. But I disagree. I disagree. And I tell you what, and I told you was wrong then. I'll tell you you're wrong now. Jim Harbaugh was never overrated. Jim Harbaugh was honestly probably underrated for the shit that he's done and turning around programs. Everywhere he's gone, he's turned it around.
So I'm not saying that he's underrated or overrated. I'm saying that
you talking about Jim or John?
Both.
Okay.
The way that they coach, if you're a fan, can drive you insane at times. So for John Harbaugh, right? And this is what I see where the similarities with his brother is. When they get in these big games, they stick to what they know.
Okay.
And that can be a hindrance. So I watched this play out with the 49ers, right?
Mhm.
he would stick to what he knew against the Seahawks. And we could never beat the Seahawks because he wouldn't adapt to what Pete Carroll was doing. I think with John Harbaugh, as a Raven fan, when you watch them go against the Chiefs, he never adapts to no matter if he's got the superior team, Lamar's having a good season, he never adapts. And so you leave that season thinking like, man, that could have been our year. Why didn't he adjust the game plan? And it makes you salty. And what happens is they do this to you every year, right? So they're never, you can never say that they're overrated, right? Because they'll get you right where the other fans would tell you, oh, you're greedy, you're ungrateful, you want to win. I wish my coach was.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was going somewhere else where you said you get you to this point. I thought you forget it. Go ahead. I thought you was about to say something totally different. I was about to say, whoa. I was ready to hit the pause button and everything. Right, yo.
So like Phil just said, I agree. It's like they get scared in these big games.
Phil, you know, I'm
with you,
listen,
Phil.
no, I'm not with you, Phil. Phil, matter of fact, Phil, let's get Phil on here in a second. I'm about to send Phil a invite, and I'm gonna give him 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, because I'm sick of this, because they don't even make any sense what he's saying, and
he's not overrated.
He's saying he's overrated. Phil, you join the show, Phil. I want the people to hear what you have to say. Don't get scared. You don't get scared, okay? You don't get scared to join the show because here's my thing, right? Because people aren't like, as a Cowboys fan, it was times where I wish I had John or Jim Harbaugh as my coach. I had Jason Garrett,
but you got Mike McCarthy.
I had Mike McCarthy. No,
he was a 12-win coach, and okay, so that's why I wanted you right there. That face and that tone.
But it wasn't just a big game, though. It wasn't the big. It was in the season.
But to your point, and that's where when you're a fan. And you watch that team.
Everybody watch the damn Cowboys.
When you watch that team, the same sigh that you had for Mike McCarthy, that's the same sigh that he had
it's not the
for
same.
John Harbaugh.
It's not the same. It is not the same because people are getting mad at John Harbaugh for doing what he's always done, which makes no you're mad because he runs the ball. Or y'all are spoiled. Okay, y'all spoiled. Phil, you stop running. You know, y'all spoiled.
Well, regardless, we don't get him in the next 2 minutes.
Nah, he gone. I'm sick of him. Yeah, I'm sick of him. But nonetheless, I will say this: when it comes to John and Jim Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, give me another guy. But I would even say I won't even say Bill Belichick right now because he's doing such a terrible job at because he's doing such a terrible job in North Carolina, even though it's the first year, whatever. All right,
What's up, fellas?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, look, man, Ant's been spoiled. He don't understand how it is to have a team that has everything, and you watch your coach hold his face with the same stupid look on his face.
I had
like he doesn't
Jason
understand.
Garrett as a coach. This is what he did. This is what Jason Garrett did as a coach. We just turned the ball over for the 4th time in a row.
Harbaugh stands on the sideline with the Eli Manning face while we're getting the shit blitzed out of us, and he doesn't know what to do. Like everyone wants to give him credit for that first Super Bowl. Ed Reed, Pollard, and Ray Lewis is the reason we won that Super Bowl. he better think his
Yeah,
high heaven.
Flacco.
Oh, Flacco balled out. Flacco balled out in play. But again,
in the playoffs.
yeah, and rest in peace, Jacoby Jones balled out in the Super Bowl. Again, Harbaugh to be supposedly the special teams expert. Our special teams has stunk the last 8 years.
That's not true. That's not
Yes,
true.
go look it up.
Y'all had Justin Tucker.
Yeah, he could yeah, he could kick.
Tucker.
I'm talking about the actual coverage of the kick coverage. I'm talking about punt coverage, lining up, getting out schemed on special teams. It is bad. He refuses to play the players because he puts guys in this imaginary doghouse, which I'm sure Scott is pissed off about that with Harbaugh. But he puts guys in doghouses.
Yeah, give us an example. Give us an example.
Keaton Mitchell is the latest example. He's playing. He's playing Justice Hill over Keaton Mitchell. There is no excuse.
Neither one of them should be playing. It should be Derrick Henry until the wheels fall off.
Well, the wheels are falling off with Derrick Henry, but Keaton Mitchell should be his change of pace guy, and Keaton Mitchell is everything.
What's the reason why Keaton Mitchell is not playing as much as he should be playing?
Who knows?
Where my phone? You know what?
Who knows? Call him.
Hold on, because I know Harbaugh is gonna see this. I'm gonna do a parlay that's gonna include Keaton. Who y'all play this week?
We play Steelers.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get 15 yards rushing. Right?
That's so wild disrespectful. That's wild disrespectful. No, so I'll say this: Keaton Mitchell, his rookie year, right? Came on to the scene. I was going to use a different word, but I forgot where we at. But he came on the scene unexpected and balled out, right? And then he gets injured in camp.
God, dog, he came on the scene with the balls out. Yo, what happened? Yo, what? Hey, yo, oh my God, yo.
Hey, yo, this is ridiculous. All right. Anyway, he
did his thing on the field.
Yeah. So, and he gets hurt playing football.
Yeah.
And then Harbaugh's like, oh, we can't trust him, even though 8 other backs got hurt that year. Other backs.
I recall. I think J.K. Dobbins and y'all had a ton of people get hurt like back to back to back. So I get that, right? I understand that.
You know what it is for me, and honestly, it's when shit is going bad and he sits there with the Eli Manning face, and it pisses me off. That's honestly what it is.
He's getting his thoughts together. He's clearly on the headset with the other coaches.
And if you turned around and looked at your OC with that look on while you're coaching, whether it's high school or whether it's with the Royals, and your coach was sitting there like he had no earthly idea how to solve anything the defense threw at him, what would your reaction be?
I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed.
Yeah. Hey, look, there it is. That's all I got. He's overrated.
He's not overrated, man.
And to tell you this much, if Mike Tomlin came available, I would gladly trade them Jim Harbaugh plus a pick for Mike Tomlin.
There you go.
I don't even think the Steelers would even do that. They would tell y'all to kiss their ass. There's no way that Mike Tomlin they're going to trade him to Baltimore. They'll trade him to the Giants.
They'll keep him before they did that.
Yeah. So all right, man. Thanks for getting all of that off your chest.
Hey, appreciate the therapy session.
But I think that you're just a little emotional when it comes to your coach. We'll have this conversation behind the scenes. I'm not about to spend another 20 minutes. I'm getting out of here. All right, Phil. Thank you for joining us, man.
I appreciate you, Phil.
Peace
Hey,
out, y'all.
hey, see you this weekend. Hey, you know what? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
hey,
later.
hey, you know what? We might. We not. All right.
No, nope. All right.
Free game at his house.
Nah, I was gonna say we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
record.
y'all always welcome.
I don't know how, but fellas, we talk about that later. Bye.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Can we leave? Matter of fact, before we go, do you have anything else, Scott? While I get this together.
No, just on this water challenge. So that's why I've been a little itchy the last pulse. Yeah, that was a rough one. Yeah, I think it's time to go.
All right. So again, they go to the QR code right over Scott's ear. That's funny that you were looking at the QR code, but nonetheless, scan that joint, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell your friend to tell a friend. Be on the lookout for Off the Record on the road. We going on the road soon. Let y'all know next week where we going. We not privy to tell anybody where we going, but we going on the road. We going on the road. We're gonna do some work on the road, and bring y'all some more content because I mean we ain't got no other choice. so yeah, I think we could get up out of here. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B.
Damn, I ain't set that joint up, but we out.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo. And the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.